Hi guys, Liz Ann here. I'm just checking in again today. Today I am planning on doing my dusting, cleaning my surfaces off in my house, and I'll probably go through and clean the surfaces off first. I'm thinking I'm going to do a technique that I learned from the Fly Lady. I think it's theflylady.org. It could be .net, but I think it's .org. Anyways, a lot of you are probably familiar with her anyways, but she was very helpful to me when my children were little. I really was able, through a lot of her techniques, to just get my house to a place where it was consistently clean, and not always clean, but consistently. And one of the techniques I found was very helpful that I have kept is when you want to do a sweeping clean through the house in a short amount of time. And this kind of helps me in that I tend to get over hyper focused in one area of cleaning. You know, I might start cleaning and then just cleaning the kitchen, then end up taking things out of the cupboard and scrubbing the outside of the cupboard, and just get so hyper focused, and it takes me all day to do that, and then the rest of my house doesn't get clean. And so this technique has always helped me, and that's where you set a timer for 15 minutes. You go into a room, you set your timer for 15 minutes, and for 15 minutes you work in that room. And when you start, you pick up everything that's out of order. That's the first thing you do before you do anything else. And so I'm going to incorporate that technique today. So I'm going to go into my kitchen. I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes. And in 15 minutes, as fast as I can, I'm going to clean up the dishes, get the counters cleared off just as much as I can, wipe them down. As soon as it goes off, I'm going to stop. I'm going to go into the next room, my living room, set the timer for 15 minutes, do the same thing, put things away that are out of place, put the pillows on the couches, fluff them up, put the shoes back in the shoe box, or whatever, papers back on the desk, wherever things need to go. And then when the timer goes off, I'll move into another room, a bathroom or whatever the next room is that I am interested in doing. And that's what I'm going to do today. I am going to wait until my surfaces are all clean before I go back and do my dusting and my cleaning of my surfaces. So today I'm going to just concentrate on clearing surfaces. And I wanted to talk about something today. I wasn't feeling good when I woke up this morning, which is happens to me quite a bit. I wake up with migraines. I've had a difficulty controlling migraines pretty much since I was, around 11 years old, 10 or 11. Anyways, and as I've gotten older, and especially through my healing, my migraines have increased, and they will last for weeks. I have medication that helps bring it back under control, which I took this morning, and it helps, and I'm thankful for that. But my point is that one thing I wanted to talk about today is the nature of abuse, what it does, the reversal in roles that happens when you are a child and you are in an abusive home. When a child is born into a home, into a healthy home with healthy parents, emotionally healthy parents, those parents are excited about that child coming into this world, and their whole thought process is about, wow, I'm raising a life here now. They're constantly thinking about, what kind of food they need to feed them, what kind of environment they need to be in, what type of school they need to go to. If the child falls down, they run to the child, they pick the child up, they nurture the child. If it's injured, they immediately take care of that injury. It's a lot about when it's Christmas time, your birthday time, it's all about the child. Basically, the environment pretty much is focused on the child and the child's comfort and the child's health. But when it is an abusive home, or a home that is unhealthy, when you have parents that are not emotionally healthy, a lot of times most of the time, those roles are reversed. So now you have a child in a home who is thinking about the parent and what the parent needs and how to please the parent and how to keep the parent's mood in a good mood so that they don't, suffer more abuse. And so the child learns, instead of learning how to think about, what do I want today? I want to go play with my friends. What do I want my room to look like? What kind of clothes do I want to wear? What kind of things am I about? What do I like to eat this morning? They don't think about that. It is about, okay, monitoring mom, monitoring dad, monitoring my environment. It is about, I don't like what I'm eating right now and being told, you're ungrateful for not liking that. It is about crying and being told, you're a baby for crying. So it is about, wanting to go play with your friends and being told, you're lazy and you don't care about anybody but yourself. It could be a variety of things that people have heard. In my case, I heard it all. I wasn't even allowed to have a look on my face. I didn't even know. I was aware of half the time I was threatened that look was going to be smacked off my face. So I didn't even know how to have proper emotions. And so through my healing, I have had to learn. And so I say all that just to make people aware of that may have come from an environment like that. That's part of the reason why, as we take that into adulthood and our whole life is surrounded with or absorbed with everybody else, what they think about us. We're monitoring people. That's why we get overwhelmed when we're in a crowd. We feel inferior while we spot people that are watching us, because we have learned to be in survival mode. We have learned to monitor people's moods, what they might do to us. And so anyways, this morning, my sister Amanda, who is creator of the Chakra Center online, you could find it if you Google Chakra Center, does classes, and sometimes I've joined in on some of these classes for healing, emotional healing. And one exercise that she gave to us that has been really phenomenal for me is she said, I want you every time you wake up in the morning to ask yourself first thing, how do I feel? And what do I need? And that in itself is just very challenging, really. I mean, for one thing, to think of doing that first thing in the morning, sometimes during the day we start to feel really crabby and then we start to analyze, okay, why am I feeling this? What's going on with me? But to wake up first thing in the morning and ask yourself first, how do I feel and what do I need, is just very empowering. And some of you may have a difficult time with this just because you're not even used to even thinking about how you feel and what you need. And so it may take time and it may take exercise. Some of you might want to write down how you feel and what you need. Some of you might want to pray about it. Some of you might want to go into meditation. But I usually just wake up, and this morning I forget. See, a lot. I'll forget. And this morning I wasn't feeling good. I have to jump out of bed, and I have a special needs daughter, so I have to get her ready for school. So I don't always think about these things. I'm always have people around me that need something from me. So this morning, I have this terrible migraine, and I forgot even then to say, well, how do I feel and what do I need? But then after she went to school, I laid it back down on my bed and I remembered, oh yeah, I need to ask myself that, how do I feel and what do I need? Because I had all these things going through my head about what I need to do today. And so when I did that, I thought, well, I feel awful right now. And what I feel like, and I'm cold. I felt really cold. I thought I need a hot bath, but I also am really tired. And so right now I think I'm just going to go to sleep. And, luckily I was in a place at the moment where I had that freedom to go to sleep. Sometimes we're working and, we can't do that. But at this time I was able to. I was able to rest. And then when I got up, I still felt cold. So I just soaked in a hot tub to just warm my body up. And it just feels very nurturing to do that. And then Teal Scott, I don't know if any of you are familiar with her. You could Google her too, and she's very helpful in healing. She went through a lot of just horrible child abuse, and she's just come a long way, and she's just got so much to offer. But she also gives an exercise in where she says, for a whole year, ask yourself several times a day, what would somebody that loves themselves do right now? And so throughout the day, I asked myself that too. What would somebody that loves themselves do? And it's just been very powerful for me to practice these exercises, to see what they bring up, to kind of get to know myself a little bit and know what my needs are and to nurture myself. And I've come, I've been in therapy for over 6 years now, so I've gone through a lot of the initial, when you first start healing, sometimes you go through it's very difficult. And so I've done a lot of healing, basically. And so it might be jumping the gun for some. It might be difficult, So if you have any questions, just go ahead and post them, and I'll do my best to answer. I am not a licensed therapist. I am in school right now trying to become one, but I'm not right now. But I have a burden for people that have been through child abuse, just because I understand what it's like to have to deal with that as an adult, and just all the after effects. So anyways, if you have any questions, I'll do my best to just be a friend to you and just tell you what's worked for me. And if you're really severely going through it, I would suggest, try to find some support, whether it's a therapist or a really good friend. There is support out there. You just got to look for it, pray for it. God hears those prayers. However you see God, He hears those prayers, and He definitely is in the business of healing, and He has a purpose for your healing and for you to be able to reach out to others someday with just the beauty of the healing that you've been through. And that's all I have for now. I may check in later today. I don't know. I don't want to overwhelm my video. This is new to me, doing videos. So anyways, talk to you later. Bye-bye.